Warning. Things such as opinions and bias are present in the next few minutes. If you think you'll get butthurt, turn off your computer immediately. And for everyone who's left, enjoy the video.
Yo, what's good YouTube? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at the top 5 alternatives to great cars. Now without further ado, let's get right into it.
The Toyota AE86 is a great car, either being known as a great drift car or being the most well-known car from Initial D. This all sounds great, but there's one problem: drift tax. If you don't know what drift tax is, it's basically when a car becomes good at drifting and everyone and their mom wants one. It drives up the price. That's when the Mitsubishi Starion comes in. It, like the AE86, is a front-engined rear-drive hatch with pop-up headlights, but at the fraction of the cost. It even had a turbocharged model. You can pick one up for around $5,000. The alternative to the alternative would be the Chrysler Conquest, but one makes you look like a drug dealer, while the other makes you look like a JDM god. Here are the engine specs of both cars. The Tesla Model X, another great car with its issues, notably the falcon wing doors. But if you want an electric SUV without all the downsides, then meet the Toyota RAV4 EV. A lot of you might have never heard of this car, but in a nutshell, it's a RAV4 with a Tesla battery, so it goes almost the same distance. There are no falcon doors on this one, but I think it's for the better. It's also a lot less expensive than the Tesla, being found for only around $25,000. You might be thinking, this is too good to be true, mostly because it is. It was only made for 2 years and was a California exclusive car, which is great if you live in California. Anyway, here are both the car's engine specs. Well, battery specs in this case. The Honda Civic Si, once again a great car, even though it's stereotypically the racer's choice of car. But the Civic is also an overrated car, like the Miata. So if you don't want to have the generic first car, there's something much cooler in store. The Nissan Sentra SER Spec V. The word Sentra is sometimes enough to turn people away from this car, but it's much more than just that. It has the engine from a Nissan Altima and a 6-speed manual. It also weighs under 3,000 pounds, so it's pretty quick. You can find some of these for under $3,000, and the reactions of people when you beat them in a Sentra just makes it all worth it. Here are the specs of both cars. Where do I even start with the Toyota Supra? It is the dream car for most tuners, and I refer to it as a dream car because it can cost up to $100,000 these days. But don't lose hope, because you can get the same experience with the Supra's sister, the Lexus SC300. While it doesn't have the same legendary 2JZ GTE engine that the Supra has, it is still fairly easy to swap it in. You will get the same feel of a Supra if you can pull off this swap, not only because of the new heart, but because the SC shared the same platform with the Supra. Finding it in a manual, however, is a bit tricky though, so it will cost around $6,000, or $10,000 with a 2JZ already in it. Here are the specs if you decide to keep it stock. The Integra Type R, the car that some people say is the best front-wheel drive car ever. This sounds appealing, right? But it all comes at a price. $40,000 for a good one. The Honda Prelude Type SH, on the other hand, can challenge you around a track and is way cheaper. To help it corner, it has a gyro ATTS system that reduces torque steer and understeer, and a 4-wheel steering system. While it's not as quick as the Integra, a few bolt-ons should do wonders with the Prelude's H22 engine. You can find a tidy Honda Prelude Type SH for around $5,000. Here are the specs for these front-wheel drive track monsters. And congratulations, you have made it to the end of this video. Make sure to do what all those other YouTubers tell you to do, and always remember, don't purge on faith, let the cars do it with nitrous.